Hi Redeemer, welcome to this week's FAQ. Today I'm going to be tackling the question, what is ecclesiology? But it's also going to be the beginning of the first, and we'll see a handful of FAQs that focus on different issues of ecclesiology, regarding ecclesiology. So, number one, what does that term mean? Well, it comes from the Greek word ecclesia, which, if you speak Spanish, sounds like iglesia. Maybe you've heard of Enrique Iglesias. Iglesia means church. Ecclesia in Spanish, ecclesia technically in Greek means those who have been called out, the called out ones. And so there's this idea in Scripture that, God has a people that He is calling to Himself, calling to be with Him, and calling to be together, and in one sense be separate from the world, right? To be in the world, but not of the world, right? To be on mission in the world, but that our source of identity, belonging, our purpose and mission is God and His mission, not the ways of the world. And so in that sense, we're called out from the world, and we are gathered. And so often when you read the New Testament and you hear an introduction where Paul will write a letter and he'll say to the church or the churches, he's saying to the ecclesia, to the called out ones. And so there's this broad idea that we're gathered. There's the church universal, which is the whole church, everyone who's ever been saved and called out from the world and united to God. That's the church. But then there's also this idea of the local ecclesias, the local churches that the entire universal church throughout all history is not going to be in one place at one time. And so these local churches, local ecclesias, are manifestations of this universal church or ecclesia. All right, so there's the root word ecclesia. So ecclesiology, you can hear that root word in there. So it's the study of, or the knowledge of, the ology, the logos part, the study of the church. And who is the church, and what is her role in the world, and sometimes more specifically, and these are the kind of things I will be focused on, how should she be organized? What are the different roles? What is an elder or a pastor or an apostle or a bishop? What is a deacon or a servant leader or members, and how do these roles relate to one another? Kind of what are the power dynamics would be one way to also, that's one of the issues. What is the role of elders and members and things like that? So there it is. That's ecclesiology, the study of the church. And so we'll be digging into that for the next few weeks. See you later.